Good morning, Kahnawake. This is Chief Stephen Angus McComber of the Mohawk Council. So in the last 6 weeks or so, there was kind of a reshuffle with some of the portfolios. And so now I am taking the lead on the tourism. And I'm quite excited about this because I've been involved with a lot of tourist events here in Kahnawake over the years, going back to the old days when I used to sing for the tourist buses behind the church. I danced for a while at the Indian village, like a lot of people did. And so I've always been involved. I was also on the powwow committee twice. I also coordinated the 5th anniversary of the powwow committee. And I also was the, director? No, not the director. I was the host of Kahnawak's Feast in the Forest some 20 years ago at the Catholic Church, where we welcome a lot of tourists from across Europe. And at that time, I realized that there was a lot of people here that were coming from France. A lot of people also were coming from Italy and different countries. So at that time, working for a tourist office, then I took some courses on foreign languages. I learned to speak a little bit of French and a little bit of Italian. I learned some words in German, just about welcoming people. And I think that that's a good thing. They are coming here to visit our community and get to see themselves and talking to them at the same time. And by the way, also I worked a couple of years at the Five Nations Boutique and Gallery, where a lot of the tourists were some of them. And I remember they being told that they like to come to Canada or North America to see First Nations people. They didn't come here to see other French people. I was quite surprised, but I was kind of flattered to hear that. As an artist, I had a lot of my carvings in some galleries downtown years ago, and some of the patrons of these galleries would make their way here to Kahnawake and get to see our community. They would meet me, but some of the things that they would say was kind of interesting. Some of the galleries were kind of discouraging these people from coming and visit our beautiful community. They would say, oh, well, there's natives hiding behind a tree with weapons and all kind of things and trying to fight them off. And I remember the late Chief Andrew DeLille, we had a conversation about this one time, and we did approach that and try to address that situation. And so these people also said they didn't have any problem. They said in Europe, there are no police officers, there's soldiers. So, and people have to have papers, but here in Canada, people felt more secure and they want to see First Nations people. So I'm glad to be involved in this portfolio at the moment. I had an initial meeting with the tourist office and I like the direction that they're taking, and I could see that there's a lot of positive things coming towards our community, and also along with the multicultural building that should be opening next year. So these are things but one of the questions too recently is asked, well, how do we mitigate a lot of people going out throughout the community? So I think that's going to be something that's going to need to be worked on, along with probably the police, public security, and maybe some of the council to try to mitigate that best we can. We know we are a community, we're inviting people, but we have a lot of people who seem to come here on off hours. So I think that is part of the problem. But as the community grows with poker houses and so on, we're at risk like any other place. So I would just say that at the moment. So in addition to that, I've been involved with rematriation of the remains of our ancestors. I also sit on that committee as archaeologist, along with Chief Ross Montour, who's on a hiatus at the moment. And so I've been filling him in the lead. And we've been meeting at Fort Chambly. And in the conversations, there are artifacts or remains that were found at Côte de Lac. And because of this, all the different communities are involved. And I spend a lot of time addressing a lot of historical time periods that we're fitting into. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of challenges, but I'm looking forward to it, and I address it the best way I can for the best interest of Kahnawake. So once again, this is Chief Stephen Angus McComber wishing you a good garden season. There's still time to plant zucchinis and string beans. It's time to plant turnips, and if you can get winter cabbage, those are things that you can put in the ground right now. So have a good afternoon. Yawe.